and I haven't done anything. Guys, let me tell you about the first time I had an anxiety attack. I thought maybe I was having a heart attack. I was convinced actually I was having a heart attack. So now, with my heart attack, I go there. I will never forget that scene. I couldn't breathe. This is the main gate where everybody gets out. The main doors where everybody gets out from assembly to go to their classes, and I'm this side. This is the door. So now grade 12s are coming out, grade 11s are coming out. Everybody's like looking at me, trying to talk to Mr. Brett. Yeah, no, that was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me actually. Like, what the hell? Hey Slayers, I hope you guys are fabulous. My name is Tumi and this is Young, Broke and Fabulous. If it's your first time here, you are not a Slayer. To become a Slayer, all you need to do is click subscribe, hit the notification bell and the all option so you don't miss a notification every time I post a new video. And if you're a returning Slayer, a regular, welcome back, babe. I appreciate you. So guys, today this was a last minute out of the wind video. So I was just doing a chit chat, getting ready with me. I was getting ready and I spoke about anxiety. I did a story time on the first time I actually had an anxiety attack. I thought I was dying. And I spoke a bit about my career, which is digital marketing. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting video if you just want to watch me do my makeup, mess it up, talk about 10,000 different things. And yeah, enjoy the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Today I'm gonna do like a video. I don't know, I find these videos very like therapeutic when someone is just getting ready. And yeah, I just watch people getting ready and I wanted to do that. I've just been like off with like, yo guys, please, I need to show. Yeah, I've just been off, not feeling really doing YouTube content, just not feeling doing any content. So I was like, yeah, let me just do this. Sometimes it's very like therapeutic to just do your face, do your hair and look bomb. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, yeah, my gel is finished. I like this got to be ultra glued gel for my edges. Let's do our edges. Yeah, I'm savaging the last of this gel. Oh, I don't know why I didn't even tie this braids, because I'm just making my life difficult for nothing. It'll dry up. Then I'm gonna put a scarf on. Okay, that's secure. Now that my hair's done, I'm actually gonna do different braids hairstyles. Face. Oh no, what? The dog downstairs makes the weirdest sounds, like it's possessed or something. How cute is my mirror? I got it at this other store at China Mall. My microblading doesn't last, sham, because I use tissue oil on my face, and tissue oil fixes scars, and microblading is basically scars. I actually have something to talk about. Let me talk about this, because I was wondering, what am I gonna talk about? Let's talk about mental health, because I haven't talked about mental health in a while, because I've been struggling mentally. Dude, every time I'm struggling mentally is the time I don't want to talk about mental health, because what the hell, what am I teaching? I started watching Better Call Saul, and I just want to talk about how interesting anxiety is, which is something like I'm currently really struggling with, but I'm aware of it. I'm aware of anxiety. Like, I know, okay, sometimes it takes time to catch up that, okay, this is anxiety, but I find it very interesting that like people are always want to like reject a mental illness or a mental disorder diagnosis. Like, if the doctor told you, oh, you have heart problems, you can be like, okay, cool, now what do we do going forward? How do we solve this? And then as soon as somebody says like, okay, you are struggling mentally, you need a psychiatrist and everything, you're like, no, it's not that, never that, I am fine mentally. Guys, a brain is an organ. Like, I don't know if it's an organ. I don't want to say brain is an organ when I don't know. Guys, I did life science in high school, got a distinction for it, but yeah, I don't know if a brain is an organ or not. Wait, let me talk about Better Call Saul first. So Saul is a lawyer, and when it starts, he's taking care of his brother, and his brother is allergic to electricity. His brother is allergic to lights. Anything that has electricity, he's allergic to it. So when people have to walk into the house, they have to leave their devices, their phones, everything behind. He doesn't have a fridge. He's a rich lawyer who stopped practicing because out of nowhere he started being allergic to electricity. So he had to like now like go home. He doesn't go outside because obviously everything operates on electricity, so he doesn't go outside, and his brother basically takes care of him. And I'm like, okay, cool. When it started, this guy's allergic to electricity. I actually didn't know exactly what was wrong with him, but I saw that the lights were always dark. So initially I was like, oh, maybe they lost all their money and they can't afford electricity. And as the story develops, you find out he's allergic to electricity. When did he start being allergic to electricity? It happened a few years ago. It's not like his whole life he was allergic to electricity. It just came out of nowhere. So now he says it's a physical thing that he's suffering from, and everything, like, you kind of believe, okay, cool, yeah, it makes sense. The electricity, you can see physical symptoms of him being affected by the electricity. There was an instance where he really wanted to read the paper, and then with that instance, his brother had gotten rid of a certain paper because there was news about him in that paper. So he goes out and steals the neighbor's ones. You know, Karen will report you. So they reported him, and the police came with their phones, and their, you know, that electric gun thing. Yeah, and yeah, it pretty much became very stressful for him. And obviously, him being allergic to electricity, he said the police people like exposed him to electricity, had a whole almost near-death experience, right? Near-death experience. Then he goes to the hospital, and he's just being non-responsive. They can't help him because they're trying to attach him to these machines, but because they are run on electricity, he's not getting better, he's not improving until his brother arrives and starts switching everything off, unplugging everything, and they're like, you are killing him, he's allergic to electricity. And the nurse was like, I think the doctor was like, no, there's no, like, he's not, there's nothing physically wrong with your brother, and he's not allergic to electricity. He has to consider going to we want to book him in for psychiatry. And he flat out said, no, that's not it, and he's not gonna take his brother to the mental, you know, like the loonies, yeah, that whole thing, because that's not the problem. He really has a physical issue that he has. so they didn't pursue the going to the ER route. So after they switched off all the electricity, he started coming down, being better. They had a talk, then he went home to his no electricity and everything like that. So now a lot of people would be like, oh, okay, this is normal, this guy is really allergic to electricity, because you see the effects that it has on him physically. You can see the physical effect. So when there's like, you can see someone being in excruciating pain and thing, you think, okay, this is really a physical thing. And because a lot of people are not educated about mental illnesses and everything like that, you think, okay, this is normal, this makes sense, this checks out, because people are willing to actually believe physical illnesses more than mental illnesses. But now I'm telling my husband, I'm like, this guy really does have a problem, because every time he has these reactions, there's something that's like really stressing him out. Even how this started is when he was still like a big shot lawyer and in a stressful situation, and the anxiety probably manifested in something like, now I'm allergic to electricity, something that he's lived with his whole life. And I was telling him now about actually being in a mental hospital. A lot of times when people come in the mental hospital, it's never just directly they came to a psychiatrist, then they went to the psychiatric ward, the psych ward. No, every time, especially with people that have just discovered that they have a mental illness, or they're going through like a depression or anxiety, they always go to the ER, because sometimes it's literally the anxiety manifests itself physically. I have even spoken about this when I used to have excruciating pins and needles all over my body, and I could have said, okay, there's something wrong with my nerves, because why am I in excruciating pain? Why am I getting pins and needles all over my body? And the time when I really genuinely thought I have a perspiration problem, like I was sweating buckets. But later on I came to realize it's because I was highly anxious all the time. It ended up manifesting itself physically. So I remember this one girl I was in the thing with that like, her back wouldn't move. They tried to move it back. It was just, she was basically crippled. She was basically crippled. She couldn't walk. Her back was bended over, and they took her to the ER, because that makes sense. There's something physically wrong. And then the doctors will run all the tests and nothing is wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with your nerves, there's nothing wrong with your thing. So the next thing is, this is a mental issue. There's something that in your mind broke and convinced you that you can't walk anymore, or your back can't unbend, like, because it only takes, like, you know how you think, okay, I want to move my hand, you don't even think about it, it happens. So it's not like you actively said bend my back, but your brain is that powerful that it can make you crippled. Like, you know, if you let me just gather my thoughts. I don't know if it was a movie or something, like, where people just stop being able to walk, like literally can't walk, and then next thing you stand up and you walk, because doctors will test and everything, and you will have to go in a wheelchair because you really can't walk, and it's a physical thing. But a lot of people never want to pursue it's a mental route. And it's something that's just very interesting for me, that like your mental state can literally cripple you. You can literally be convinced now that, you know what, I can't walk, or I'm allergic to electricity. And when a doctor tells you you need psychiatric help, you're gonna say no, but that's not the issue. My issue is physical. And people waste a lot of money actually trying to find a cure for something that doesn't exist. It's something that I really found interesting. It's really nothing. No, it's not nothing. It's just actually something I want to spread awareness on, because it's something that a lot of people need to know. Because sometimes you be living with someone that, and then people will be like, oh, since what happened, this person got crippled or something, and we have never gotten help, whatever, only to find out it's a psychiatric issue. But let me tell you about the first time I had an anxiety attack. I was in high school. I was in grade 11, and that day I even experienced temporary mutism. So it's where you want to talk but you can't talk. You literally are thinking and saying, this is what I want to say, but it doesn't want to come out. So whoa. So I was in grade 11. I don't even know what time it was. No, it was actually summer, because I remember I was wearing very short shorts. So what happened? Okay, I'm not gonna say what happened. Actually, there was a trigger just before assembly. There was a trigger. So now the whole time there's assembly, my mind is like basically losing it. Like I'm thinking. So I start like obviously struggling to breathe, and I'm just like, okay, I need assembly to end so I can make up a hana today, guys. Yo. So I'm starting to like not struggle to breathe a bit, and you're trying to relax. It's assembly. What the hell? It's separating like crazy. What the hell? Okay, let me start over. So now it's assembly, and I had already been appointed that I was going to be prefect, so for grade 12, but I had already been starting to stand behind everyone, so I wouldn't stand in line with my own class. I'd stand in line with the class that I was going to be in charge of. So I was there standing at the back, and I saw something within eye shot when people were coming in from the gate to line up for assembly, and that thing really upset me. And obviously I'm like, oh, relax, it's nothing, but my brain is literally shutting down. So the whole time I'm thinking, I start not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. So as soon as assembly ends, I'm gonna go talk to the principal so I can go home, and so I can go back to hostel. Mind you, this is also stressing me because I have never missed a day of school since primary to that day in grade 11. I had never missed a day of school until that day. So now I'm here like, okay, I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna be like, I'm not feeling well, but I can't exactly say. My chest is closing up. I can't say but I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. Sharp. This is what I'm thinking the whole time. It's starting, like, my head is pounding, my chest is closing up. I feel like I'm actually dying by the time assembly comes. So like, there's this thing now, I understand it's anxiety, but even my diary entries after that, I really thought like it was a near-death experience. I thought maybe I was having a heart attack. I was convinced actually I was having a heart attack. So now, with my heart attack, I go there to the principal, and I start trying to talk. Did the words come out? No. Did I just be, so I couldn't breathe, right? And I will never forget that scene. I couldn't breathe. This is the main gate where everybody gets out, the main doors where everybody gets out from assembly to go to their classes, and I'm this side. This is the door. So now grade 12s are coming out, grade 11s are coming out. Everybody's like looking at me, trying to talk to Mr. Bradford, and the words are not coming out. This situation is hyper stressful for me because the whole school basically gets to watch this. The teachers are passing, everyone is basically passing there, and I'm trying to just get the words out of my mouth. Can I go back to hostel because I'm not feeling well? The words are not coming out. My chest is closing up. I cannot breathe, and this man decides to hit me on the back because he thinks I'm choking. He thinks something is choking me, so he hits me on the back. Does that cause the anxiety? Does that not cause the anxiety to be worse? Definitely. It escalated the situation, and now I start crying. But the words, dololo, the words were not coming out. And now, yeah, this, oh shit, I don't know what's happening. Like, Haibo, why are the words not coming out? I think now everybody's looking at me, feel like I'm the clown, I'm the circus freak of the show. I'm here losing it, unnecessarily so. I don't know why I'm losing it, but there I was losing it in front of the whole school. How I ended up being able to get to hostel, I don't actually recall. I don't know, but I remember I ended up going to hostel, and the whole time I'm just crying. I cried the whole day, like my tears are just coming out. The kitchen staff, the staff is asking me what's wrong, and I'm just like, I'm not talking, I'm not saying anything. And then my mom, for some odd reason, who's in Kwakwa that time and in Senegal, she calls me in the middle of the day, which is, I'm supposed to be at school, so I don't know how she called me. Did they tell her that I'm not well, or did she just have a motherly instinct to be like, my child is not well? But I just remember saying, I'm running gay, oh my god, I'm dying, oh my god. And then she fetched me. That's how I actually missed school for the first time in my life, because I had this adverse reaction, and literally I went to different doctors that weekend, and we went to where the hospital my mom used to work at, and then that doctor was like, bruh, there's nothing physically, because I wanted something to be physically wrong. I was misdiagnosed with hypothyroidism, but that's like, that kind of happens in people who are depressed. From what I've read, it kind of happens. So that woman misdiagnosed me, then wanted me to go to a specialist, and the specialist, once I got there, still took the money but said there's nothing wrong with me. So I was dead set. I remember writing a status that people want to be like, I'm depressed, and I'm not. So I've been someone that denied that diagnosis before, because there's so much stigma attached to I'm such a boring girl. I always do the same thing every time I do this. I just do this. I don't know why, but yeah, I just do the same makeup look every time. Ah, so sharp we hey, and get to Facebook or nah, I don't have a mental health thingy my bob and whatever. But all it took was a talk to be like, please snap out of whatever is happening and be okay. And I was like, whew, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be alright. I'm not gonna be the girl that's now the crazy girl at school. So I'm gonna be okay. I got a teddy bear. You know that teddy bear. I used to call it Caramel and Biggie. So I got my Biggie. I'll put pictures if I can find, where my eyes were always so swollen because I was always crying. But at that moment I was like, I'm sick and I'm dying. So every time I'd write in my diary, if I can find that diary thing, I know I'd say like I almost died and everything. I'd write where I almost died, I was like not well, God, I had a heart attack. Like that's how it feels. So I know the physical crippling and how it can just go worse, and it can last for years in some people. Some people it can be just a day, and then some people don't speak for years and years and years and years. There's someone on TikTok that said the parents thought he was saying he couldn't talk, and at 22 he just started talking. Like literally he knew that he could talk, but around people he couldn't talk. So the parents just assumed he can't talk, and then at 22 he just said something and everybody was like, what a miracle. Obviously it is a miracle because it's still a breakthrough from what you're experiencing. I have no plan with what I'm gonna do with my eyes, but yeah, it's yeah, no, that was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me actually. Like what the hell, why? Like why couldn't I just get into the office first before this thing happened? I was so embarrassed, bruh. I was so embarrassed. I really was so embarrassed, because wow, why was I the girl breaking down in school? Yo, and I haven't done anything, guys. I think I only knew after like a while, oh, that was an anxiety attack, that was a panic attack, which was very like exaggerated, and it happened in front of the whole school. Can I like, I want to keep mentioning the fact that everyone from grade 1, no, not grade 1, from grade 8 to grade 12 watched me have a physical meltdown and not be able to talk. And I went and denied I have a mental illness. I was like, no, never that, never that. I have hypothyroidism, so that's what I'm sick with, and deal with that. That time this head of mine was so big and my body was size 26. Please look at me being a size 26. How I really don't know. So when I started getting better, I started getting better in grade 12, because I was just like, it was a mental thing. I had to just build mental strength and get better. So now in grade 12 you have grade 8s that wash your laundry and everything. Then I tried to put on my skirt and I went off on these girls, because I was like, you know what, you lost my skirt because this skirt doesn't fit. Guy, I have gained weight. I had gained weight and went back to my, you know, normal weight, but because I had lost so much weight, I had gotten all my skirts adjusted. Then I gained the weight back, and then yeah, kind of, why did I gain? Oh, I was on antidepressants, I think. That's why I gained weight, because I would wait for leftovers of the food at hostel and get the food twice. That's what I was doing. Oh, this is cute. Unplanned and cute. Okay, where's my eyeliner? So yeah, that's basically how, yeah, not even an interesting story time. So let's finish this phase. And yeah, if you have a family member or someone or a friend that started experiencing symptoms that are random, obviously they need to do to test the physical aspects of it, but never dismiss the possibility of a diagnosis not just being physical, but possibly being mental as well, because in that way you can be able to get the proper assistance and the proper medical assistance that you need. I'm gonna do my face. Yo guys, so the second half of the year I'm planning to start doing classes, and they're gonna be paid for classes, but I'm gonna start doing classes on digital advertising. And one thing I always make an example with is customer lifetime value. So the first time I used this foundation, I actually bought what's that magazine? Oh no, it's not True Love, that Destiny. I bought a Destiny magazine, and they had a full foundation in there, and the magazine was like 20 rand, and the foundation back then I think it was worth 170. Now it's 270 or 290. But I bought a Destiny magazine, and they were launching this foundation, and it was in every pack. So now obviously it's a bargain, and I had actually started doing my makeup and everything, so I was so happy to get a L'Oreal foundation for so cheap. I'm buying the magazine for 26 rand, and the full foundation is practically free. So that's what I did. I bought the foundation, and then I loved the foundation. So now remember the cost that L'Oreal took to actually give away probably hundreds, thousands of free products for people to get it for free. And oh yeah, so I was talking about customer lifetime value, which is something that's very important in digital marketing. A lot of time I find that a lot of brands don't want to do the initial spend because they're like, what, it's too much, it's too expensive, da 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 da. But if you can actually calculate the customer lifetime value on that investment that you made. So for me, with this specific product, so I'm already giving you a free lesson. I'm a digital marketing specialist, so I know a lot about this, and a lot of people, not a lot, but people in my circle have said they would really want to have the skill that I have. And I feel like I'm at a point where I've been doing this for over 6 years, and I can teach, just that I have to make it very structured and everything. So there's a lot of planning that comes into it. But I always my L'Oreal foundation example is always such a good example to show what the initial investment is and what the customer lifetime value is. So now, since I discovered that product, they practically spent 150 as a customer acquisition cost, which was what the product cost. So let's say they took 170 per customer to say we're gonna put in 170 to acquire a new customer. And obviously some people didn't like it and they didn't use it, but for the people that did like it, like me, they spent 170 to acquire me, and then I spent over 5,000 buying this from 2017. Every time I think I buy approximately four. Okay, my calculation is gone. Let me try and calculate. When the first bottle that was free finished, I have 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7 years. Each year I bought 3 bottles, so 600 times by 7. So I've spent almost 5,000, and that's it's not stopping for my whole life. This is the foundation I'm going to use. So my customer lifetime value will probably go up to 50 to 100,000, and their initial investment was just 170 on acquiring me as a customer. So that's the thing, like the initial cost, maybe for them they were like, we are giving away a lot of free product, but for all the customers that converted into long-time customers, they are really gonna make that money back in millions. So yeah, it's like something that's like fun with digital marketing if you can really quantify the investment and the return on investment. Then yeah, it's something that this was almost a disaster. So that's something I do for a living and I love, and I want to teach people and get more people into this field, because marketing is a fruitful field, and besides it being fruitful, it's a career that's easy to get into if you are willing, if you're analytical. Obviously there's other aspects. For me, I do specifically PPC, which is pay-per-click. I specialized in Google Ads. Before that, I used to do the whole marketing funnel. I used to do email marketing. I used to do I've never done direct marketing, so I'm a digital marketing specialist. I do just digital marketing. Everything else I don't know about. I did Facebook advertising. I did Google Ads. Now I'm just specializing in Google Ads. So Google Ads cover display advertising. So if you are reading articles and you see like banners and stuff like from different companies, and it's written ad, that's coming from Google Ads. Or on Facebook, on YouTube, to advertise videos and everything, it comes from there. So guys, if you got here up to this point, like this video, and in the comment section please comment if you would be interested in, it's not going to be content, that's going to be like a completely separate thing established as a company to teach people these lessons and to help people get their Google certifications. So yeah, that's something that's coming in the pipeline. But what I've done is I've set timelines for myself this year, because I'm trying to do a lot of things. However, I lost a chunk of 2022 because my operation, then my grandmother passed away, and I've been struggling mentally. Boop. I like that meme so much. I'm sorry I've been awkward all this time. I've been struggling mentally. 2022 been for you? Feel like the tough times are lasting, but I'm not gonna allow that to now define me, define like the trajectory of my life, because I'm behind on everything. Body goals, mental health goals. I started doing therapy. Don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm getting something from it, sometimes I feel like, ugh, what the hell, why am I doing this? I'm tired, I don't want to talk. I think talking exhausts me sometimes. What did I just do? Why do I look like a ghost? Just I feel like it looks better now. We are getting somewhere. Wow. Just Guys, do you know, I'm back. I've contoured my face. I put the this is supposed to dry up, so I don't know why I'm so shiny now. Maybe I was focusing my energy too much on the side. I feel like I put this exact same amount. I don't contour my nose yet. Okay. I tried my best, didn't I? And that's all that matters. You know, I have a lot of actually beauty spots, but my foundation kind of covers them. So after I do my foundation, I just put like random ones that are not even where my neck. Cool eyelashes from Shein. Shein has everything. So they are like dramatic. Hey, they're very dramatic, which I love. They are 2 layers, so they look like very bougie. So yeah, I'm gonna put on my lashes. Because I've made a mess, but I hope my little chats about different things that don't make sense have been nice for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, Slayer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.